Incremental Science 13. How's everybody doing tonight? And we're going to discuss more on the point of what we were speaking on yesterday within how far the light energy from the source stretches and what that actually entails between spots. And I wanted to get more in depth with it. So, I figured if I did it this way, it would explain a little bit better. So just imagine source energy, divine. You have singularities because the power of the divine is so compressed. This is where it is the most, like the most. It's just so much because it's so close to the source. So just think about like an eruption, like poof. So as it's so compiled here, it needs singularities to dish it out. So here you are, your first existence, boom. It spans and it spins. Kinda if you were weaving something and you have four strands that come from one direction, right? So this is just me giving you an idealistic of how compilance may take place. You have a vertical rotation, you have a horizontal rotation. A vertical rotation, a horizontal rotation, vertical rotation, horizontal rotation. This is how energy is moving forward. This is why we have subsequent values of different creations from the aspect of where the energy is coming from. The increment value that breaks off into different spots, you'll have large or minor creation points. You have major creation points. These points are derivative in between how close and how far they are from the source. The compilance energy of here will be light points, the light points and divine conjunctions, or the divine coalesce energy. This is where the energy actually comes and meets a point. There will be a singularity there. There will be a creation of a divine being or a reflection of a divine being here. Not as superficial as the main source, but it will be a compilance of all divine energy that will manifest right here. And this will do the same thing over and 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 over for infinity. Because divine's energy is forever and it never stops. So when this coalesce energy or the divine coalesce takes place, a singularity, the divine replication, and then a smaller dispersed of pure energy that is getting now filtered at this point. So you have to have two parts. Thus, this is why we deal with certain universal symbols. This is why the yin yang symbol or balance is such a heavy universal concept. It is not just to be balanced within yourself. It's because it's used to balance out divine energy. The concept itself speaks to the value, and the word was created through its actions over eons. But I wouldn't know how to explain balance other than to tell you the word balance. But to see that this is a counterweight, to see that the singularity is a counterweight to the divine reflection, shows that they deal in balance, because in each ending creation, there's a reflection of divine energy and also a singularity, which describes balance. And it keeps going on. We're currently in our universe. You want to put us at the 7 mark, say we're universe 7 or whatever. Well, we're on that point of full coalesce. We're coming to that point right now where all the energy is like compiling right here. And you're getting ready to see not the actual, because this is how the energy is gonna, and then so who knows, you may see something you never seen in your life. You know what I'm saying? The divine reflection, which is gonna feed energy to everybody in existence through their DNA capability. So depending on how your DNA responds to universal energy, how that energy may turn you on, indicative to the value of what you are. Thus, this is the reality of what they call the veil being lifted. And in each creation, it has happened. But these civilizations or creation aspects or universal transit lines, or however you want to look at the output of divine frequency from one point to another. Cause see, how would you even scale that in a human ratio? Like I couldn't scale this in a human ratio. Like, just to show you, this is me being egoic in some aspect. But for the most part, the incremency of human understanding to this wouldn't even be a minuscule on the value. It wouldn't even be like, I couldn't paint a earth like right here and all the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't hold weight to the grander idea of what this really explains that takes place. Because if you was to really see it at that aspect, it would have to be like, if I had to explain to you in some way to make you understand, like, the sun would be like there somewhere, like on the end of this, somewhere like that, and then it'll be like the planets and all that, and this will be moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we would be like nowhere in this understanding of greatness. But to focus on the value of the greatness of energy, this is a good way to scale it, because you don't know. So it's so vast. The universal energy is so vast. There's no way to break that down or put that into a circumference of mathematical values and books and scales and classes. Like, in order for you just to like separate the value from what's taking place, to you having to be able to comprehend the massive amount of opportunity that you have to deal with, universal principle, divine guidance, is to show you that you're that small, somewhere lost in that under my finger, to a vast amount of energy that is being propagated all the time, every day, nonstop, for eons. You know what I'm saying? So for someone that's lost under my finger at this point right here, well, that universe is lost under my finger, so you wouldn't be found wherever we are under my finger here in the aspect. To say that we govern or have the best understanding for everything that's taking place should show you the stupidity of the culture. At the end of the day, like, why would I even have? It's like looking at a 100-foot wave coming at you. What are you gonna run? What are you gonna take off at that point? I'm out of here. Where you going? You going, B? Come here. You might as well just ride that out. You ain't gonna get nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, to understand, to try to have it understood, is just to sit back and look at it for what it is. Once I sit back and I say, wow, all creation, the creator of all creation creates everything. So then I try to imagine everything that I know, or think of everything that I know, and then go study more things that you can know, and still give that respect back to the fact that it was created by a divine pretense. You get overwhelmed. You get so overwhelmed, what anybody else is telling you about anything don't even matter no more, because you understand the energy is just around you. So best thing for me to do is sit still and absorb what's around me. I ain't gonna hold y'all, but you already know the vibes. Naga, Incremental Science 13. Know that the divine's pretense is massive. Massive. And the only reason why we put the Most High or divine, divinity names on these concepts, because there's no other way to describe greatness on a scale when we only reach the value of nothing on the creation level. Naga.